Hello, welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host Bryan. We're moving into some more math rock this week. Today we're going to be looking at a group called Strawberry Girls. They're an independent instrumental band featuring an ex-Dance Gavin dance guitarist. Digging the color collection that they're utilizing for their backgrounds. Let's get into this and see what's going on. Yes, we got a nice 3/4 groove going on. Very gritty though. Yeah. Almost a little bit of a light waltz idea. Yeah, really nice cymbal accenting right there. I love the chords that they're moving through. Yeah. Very interesting with the double vocal tracks. I hear some bells. I love that line. It's got just a hair bit of funkiness to it. Yeah, I like how the tom run's giving the section some momentum. Now that the guitars have slowed down a bit. Ooh. Oh, we moved to a 4. I don't know when we did that. Yeah, put it on the backbeat. Yeah. Yeah, that drummer changing up the accent every repetition is just fire. Ooh, like the song's breaking down. Interesting. There is something really, it caught my attention regarding the guitar tone there at the end. I'm going to see if I can pick it up real quick. Right here. There's like a shrillness on top of it. That's it makes me want to go back and listen to the song again and really pay attention to some of the choices in the guitar timbre and how they're choosing to present the guitar tone through, effects and cabs and amps and anything that they're doing in the digital production as well. Because I kind of vaguely remember some of the guitar tones, me thinking, wow, that's a unique guitar tone. But that right there at the end really drew my attention. I'm like, oh, they've got this other overtone that's like an octave and a half higher. Almost sounds like a UFO playing along with this guitar line. And, it's got me thinking, I'm like, man, what else did I miss in the production side there? So, math rock. This is a bit closer to what I was expecting with this week. But the interesting thing is that what I was expecting was only in the latter half of the song. I was actually a little confused in the first half. I could see how there could be some math rock elements there, but it didn't feel very math rocky to me. But yeah, there at the end, that last half after the vocals were done, that everything after that was pretty much exactly what I've been expecting with this genre. So it's very interesting to me, at least, that the song isn't what I would consider a math rock song. There's a very large math rock section to it, but the song actually encompasses a lot of ideas. And once again, I'm very impressed with how far math rock is getting stretched. I really thought it was a very specific idea. So I'm really digging the variety that I'm being presented with regarding this. Specifically in this song, we seem to go through quite a few different styles. We definitely have a very large math rock chunk, but I would say whatever genre, what's that band called? I'm completely blanking out. Mars Volta. Whatever genre they do, I would say that the final 30 seconds of this song is Mars Volta. Really digging into a lot of noise and dissonance, and utilizing those elements on top of more traditionally palatable elements to create not only just a dissonant part of the song, but dissonance within the song itself with these two ideas. Harmony and dissonance colliding and creating the dissonance from that collision as well. Mars Volta just comes to mind immediately when bands do that. That's just what I associate with them. There might be other bands out there that do something similar, but that and then the tremolo picking with the real fuzziness. Again, my mind went straight to Mars Volta. So we have sort of a pop rock style intro that leads into a heavy math rock middle to ending, and then a Mars Volta esque outro. And it's very cool to see the math rock element still present in some sense, usually to a bit more restrained element in all of these sections. There is a little bit of math rock runs within the guitar in the opening pop rock element, at least until I think until the vocals came in, but certainly when the whole band came in with the vocals and it felt very much like a chorus. The guitars were doing chordal work so that the vocals had something to sing over, and it was just very generic-y at that point. The 3/4 was a little refreshing. That's not something I hear too often in pop rock, but it's not a completely non-standard time signature either. Um, so, like I said, I was a little worried there at the beginning when I just wasn't really hearing a lot of strong math rock elements, and I actually thought we were just going to be doing a pretty typical pop rock group. Not that there's anything wrong with pop rock, but it's just not where my mind was expecting to be. There were some interesting runs. I enjoyed some of the stuff the drums were doing there at the beginning, and I think the vocals worked with the tones of the guitars. It created this dreamlike etherealness. Um, and her airy vocals with the very pretty like overtone notes above all that, just it worked very well at selling that atmosphere that they began the song with. Very different from where they ended the song though. They did a fantastic job at creating these different atmospheres and finding ways to transition between them. um, And then, like I said, after that section, we go into the heavy math rock section, and this was a joy to listen to. I'm not sure yet what sets this apart from other math rock stuff that I've listened to that's heavily instrumental, utilizing a lot of repetition in technical guitar patterns and drum patterns, but it kept my attention. And it could just be that it was much shorter. It could be that it was, placed within and against two other very different styles. It could be that the song, despite being, only 5.5 minutes, five and 3/4 minutes, isn't a short song. Uh, Especially not when you figure most songs these days are getting real close to 2 minutes. I felt like 3.5 used to be the standard when I was growing up. I remember 3 minute songs, 2 minute songs, and 50 seconds are like, wow, those are short tracks. And now your average song's like 2 minutes and 10 seconds now. It's just, I don't know. It's just a bit of a side rant, I suppose. Times are changing. It's interesting to watch. Um, so yeah, almost 6 minutes is not a short song, and they found a way to make it feel short though. When the song was over, it really didn't feel like 6 minutes had passed, which is a bit of a different experience than when I've listened to other instrumental math rock stuff. Uh, that usually feels like part of the song. I lose interest in them, and I think I've explained that before. That it's a little bit of a. I feel like there's an element missing. It's technically impressive. It's interesting to watch be performed, just to see the human body do all these crazy tappings and stuff, and the precision required for that at the speed that they tend to play it at. But the song's just missing something, and I think I've described it before as soul, the musical element. Um, but here it makes me wonder if this song has that missing element, at least as far as my enjoyment goes, or if it's just because of the brevity of the sections and how the song is constantly changing itself. and if that is keeping my attention more so. I don't know. These are questions that would be answered on further listens. But I enjoy. I enjoy how they decided to, mash a bunch of stuff together. The math rock section, though, it like I said, it's technically impressive. There's some really neat lines in there. The guitar, man, I mean the drums stole the show for me. I don't know what it is with drumming and math rock stuff. Even like more modern, like what math rock has kind of evolved into and stuff like Polyphia. The drums, man. The drums. I don't know what it is with these math rock groups. The drums are just killing it all the time. I feel like I've said that all week, and I stand by it. I think the drummers in all these bands are fantastic. Um, and maybe it's just because math rock gives drummers an opportunity to play more melodic lines. I don't know, but once again, just really, really loving the expression in the drumming. I've mentioned before, there's some really nice fills and some nice drum solos that I've called out in, other songs. But what's really stood out to me this week is not so much specific fills, but it's really about the ornamentation, the expression that drummers are giving in these math rock songs. They are still mostly being that metronome, being that core time, piece of timepiece, being that core instrument that keeps the time for everybody else. But they do so, they keep that time while still being playful and injecting personality into, that type of playing, keeping, the beat in time for everyone. And it's just, I love seeing these drummers do, their different ideas and dropping their own personality into these. And it's fascinating. Especially when they do get a chance to do a drum solo, like in this one, there's a not really a drum solo, but I guess more of the fills throughout. Just some really impressive stuff. So yeah, I really dig that. Um, and then the final section, I think the Mars Volta section. It's interesting. I don't see how the song fits together. And maybe it's not supposed to fit together. I just realized the song's called Agua Verde, which is water hot. What is verde? Why don't why can't I figure out what that one is? No, it is not English, Google. Oh, it's green. Green water. That is not what that was. I was way off on that one. Uh, but yeah, now that I've seen it, I'm like, yeah, that is green. So green water. Okay. See, I was going in the wrong direction. I was seeing that as opposites. Um, so we have green water, which doesn't make any sense to me, but maybe it's a metaphor for something. It could be something that's not quite right as well. I mean, most people associate water with being blue. It's not really, but at least I don't. Yeah, water. No, water's clear. Come on, Brian. Work that brain. So yeah, green water would be something that's not natural. So I don't know if any of this works into the song. I wish I could pick up some of the lyrics. The stuff at the beginning, I don't know why I didn't. Maybe I was still in that musical analysis mode. The stuff at the end was just very gritty and grainy and muted. It was not exactly at that same volume level and that same spotlight area that the female cleans were at the beginning. So, uh, yeah, I didn't catch any of the lyrics though, and I'm real curious now. Going back to the ending though, so we replaced some of the more math rock tapping stuff with just straight up tremolo picking, and paired that against some of the more math rock elements going on, and then additionally put like yelling, screaming vocals on top of that, and it is just an extremely chaotic section there at the end, and stands in stark contrast not only just to the kind of chill, cool, awesome math rock stuff that came before it, but also the, like I mentioned earlier, almost ethereal, dreamlike opening that we had. The vibe is completely changed. We went from chill to hyper aggressive there at the end, and I don't see what ties it all together. I think each section of the song is individually interesting, um, and I think that the overall flow of the song of rising intensity is interesting. But the three sections still, at least to me, feel very separate from each other. And these elements of rising tensions and slowly creating, what it starts at chill and then goes to something more not chill, aggressive. We've heard it done in ways that feel more cohesive. And maybe the lack of cohesion ties into some of the lyrics or, the themes of the song that I didn't pick up on. But I really enjoy each of these sections. I think even the ending works well, despite really veering hard into that realm of dissonance and chaos that traditionally I'm not too big of a fan of. I think it worked well here, and some of that could have just been the runtime. It was 20, 30 seconds tops, and it was over. It was more of a punctuation on the end of the song than a full section. But yeah, I enjoyed all three of these pieces together. I enjoyed these three sections. I don't know that I necessarily enjoyed them as a song. I am interested though about the female vocalist because I don't see a credit for anyone that I would associate with a vocal, especially since it says we have a guitarist, a drummer, and a bassist. None of them are credited with vocals. I would assume one of them uh, was the screamer at the end. Even the picture here of the band is three masculine presenting people. I assume one of them could have more of a feminine voice, but I'm curious about that. Is that vocalist present in all the songs, or was she maybe featured? It doesn't say. It just says Agua Verde. It doesn't say featuring somebody. Um, so yeah, I have a few questions here about what the song's intention is, what its purpose is, and then possibly about this vocalist, how she, presumably, she fits in with the rest of the group, and if she's present on other tracks. They also say that they're an independent instrumental band, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna land on the fact that she's featured on this track, and that presents me with a new question of why they felt they needed vocals on this specific track despite being an instrumental band. Which leads me further into what is the intentions of this song. So yeah, I have a lot of questions about this one, because I really want to appreciate this on a larger or maybe a higher level, appreciate it on an artistic level rather than just enjoying the three separate sections. But on a first time listen, trying to piece this together without any exterior context, I think I'm missing the element that helps me see this as a singular piece of art rather than a collection of different ideas that don't necessarily fit together. However, those are just my thoughts on Strawberry Girls' Agua Verde. This is where you guys come in, though. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed this or not, anything that might have stuck out to you. Maybe there was something that you saw that I didn't pick up on. Let me know. Like I said, this is an instance for me to learn more about what's going on here, and for me to get educated because I obviously am missing something or did miss something that was rather integral to understanding this piece. Above the comment section is a description box, and there is a link for Linktree. It'll take you to a menu with links to get to anything related to the channel. You can get to the Discord, the community Discord, the Twitter, Patreon, my email. You can check out the music I've been listening on through Last FM. All sorts of stuff is in there if you're interested. Above that, if you could, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I greatly appreciate all three. We got one more video coming out in 5 minutes. It's going to be a special selection We're going to be looking at The Contortionist. I think we've listened to them before. The name is familiar, but I don't quite recall. Could have been a long time ago though. We are approaching the second year anniversary, moving into year 3 of this channel, and we have listened to almost 500 artists, 500 bands, 500 groups of people creating music, composers, actually artists, composers, and bands. We've listened to people who would describe themselves as all three: classical composers, pop artists, and rock, guitar, country bands. So yeah, I'm not gonna remember them all. uh, I'm pretty excited about checking out the Contortionist though, just because I do think I think I might just have to go back and double check before I dive into that. Anyways, moving on. If you don't want to check that out, I'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC. As usual, we'll be doing more of this. Another math rock track and another special selection. Alright, until next time, remember to be critical but not cynical of the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.